Hello, this is Dan Bonner. I'm one of the chaplains here at the Wesleyan at Estrella, and I've come to share with you today a question. A question that I think might be pertinent to every one of us. What made us what we are? Or to put in the present tense, what makes us what we are? My mother died several months ago, and she was the last of her generation in my family to be alive. When I think about what makes me what I am, I, in one sense, have the privilege now of paying personal visits to the earthly remains of every one of my family who've gone before me, at least that for 4 generations. They're my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my parents, and even a brother. Now, these 4 generations can be visited for me all in one place. And so I do that every chance I get. That one place is the cemetery in my hometown, Sulphur Springs, Texas, up in northeast Texas. And some of you seniors in the Estrella community, some of you have that same opportunity, and I'm sure you take advantage of it. Those who've gone before us, particularly in our family, we might say that who we are, what makes us who we are, has so much to do with those people, the ones who've gone before, who've taught us, shaped us, loved us, corrected us, given us a sense of moral behavior, given us a standard of way of thinking about the world. These family members who've been very close to me have a tremendous amount to do with who I am. But there is another primary source as well. Try it out on yourself. I'll bet you'll find this true. That who I am, and perhaps who you are, has much to do with the guidance, the teaching, and the future promise of the Lord our God. Most of us in the Estrella community know that the values of God, the history of God, the promise of our God through Jesus Christ. I would suggest to us this day that we are building, each of us at this stage of our lives, just as much as any of the predecessor years, childhood, young adulthood, education, work, as much of as any of that, and perhaps, oh yes, I might say, yes, more than any of that. is the presence of the Lord our God in our hearts today, guiding, helping, forgiving, but also promising that unlike my relatives whose lives have been fully lived, most of them, and are all buried in the city cemetery in Sulphur Springs, the Lord our God continues to influence me, the promise that God gives me to be with me always. Is that true for you? I suspect it is. This is Chaplain Dan Bonner with a question for you today. What makes us, who makes us, who we are? Thanks for listening. God bless you. And may the promise of God's future for you and me guide our every step. Bye-bye.